Hi, Charles SirBookSage here. It is Friday, January 8th, 2021, and welcome to my Friday Reads. Now, it's a funny thing trying to figure out what you're actually going to start your reading year with. In late 2019, I pretty much already knew how I was going to start off my reading year for 2020. I knew that I was going to open up 2020 reading The Grace Keepers by Kirsty Logan. She's a Scottish author. And that I was also going to close out 2020 reading The Gloaming, also by Kirsty Logan, which I did. And as I finished up The Gloaming on New Year's Eve, I was sitting there wondering, okay, what am I actually going to start 2021 with? I have Malazan, Honor Harrington, Vorkosigan, and Dresden that I'm all reading. But I didn't necessarily want to just dive immediately back into one of those. I wanted to pick something a little different to start off 2021 reading year. And then I realized I had been watching a few videos from this booktube channel YouTube recommended to me, One Book, One Review. And she then just like a few days earlier had a new book review video up. So I watched that, and it was for one of Terry Pratchett's Discworld novels. And she mentioned in the review that it was a good choice for anyone who hasn't read any Discworld, that this was one of the books where you can just kind of start here. Just dive in, get your feet wet, get a good feel for Discworld, and then you can explore from there. So I had bought that book, the ebook of it, after watching that video, and then I was realizing on New Year's Eve, that's what I want to do. I've never read any Discworld. I have no idea how I've gotten this long not reading any Discworld. I did own Mort in hardcover for decades. I got it a long time ago through this like sci-fi fantasy book club that everyone used to be part of. And it sat on my shelves for years and years and years, and it ended up being donated to the library in my last big library donation I did probably about 8 years ago. Maybe I did like a big purge of a lot of old hardcovers, and that was one of them. So yeah, it's 2021 and it's time finally to start Discworld. And the book she reviewed was The Truth. And I know it's part of maybe a sub-series in Discworld, but I'm only about 20 pages in, absolutely loving it. I knew that Terry Pratchett's humor would just click immediately with me. I mean, I'm a New Yorker, but we grew up, our family, watching all the British shows on PBS. So, Doctor Who, Monty Python, Fawlty Towers, my favorite British comedy of all time, Are You Being Served, all those things. So I love that style of humor, and big Douglas Adams fan, Hitchhikers. So I knew that I would click with Pratchett right away. And which really means, why in the world have I not read his stories up until now? No real reason. And I'm not going to set a set schedule for Discworld, but it's just something I'm going to scatter throughout 2021. I know there's a lot of huge Discworld fans here in the booktube community. I want your recommendations. What should I read next? Do I just jump to the beginning? It's is it The Color of Magic or something it's called? And just start from book one and work my way through? Or do you have another book or two that read these couple first before you start at the beginning? So I always love knowing what people's recommended reading orders are, especially for something as massive as Discworld. So let me know down below, where should I go after The Truth? What's next? I hear from so many people that the first book is kind of okay, not a great place to start, but do I read a few more things before I go there? Let me know. And as far as that's probably going to be my main reading goal this weekend, is finishing that book. Whether I'll read anything else this weekend, I'm not really sure. I had started the next Harrington book. I had started the next Dresden book. And I might dive back into one of those, so I'll probably wait till later in the week for Dresden, because it's book 5 in the series, and when I'm done reading it, I want to record my first impressions video on the series. I did that for Vorkosigan Saga. That's up. I'll link it wherever. And I actually have already filmed and edited my Honor Harrington video. I just have to pick a day to upload it. So that's coming soon. And so I want to do the Dresden one next. And then after that, it will be the Malazan one. Once I have one more book to go in Malazan to finish 5 books. So that'll come in a month or two. Okay, so outside of that, look for my year-end 2020 year-end booktube review and my 2021 booktube goals. Both of those videos are going to be, one of them will be up at some point this coming weekend, and the other will follow that shortly. I'm probably going to try to film both this weekend. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. I am Charles of SirBookSage. Let me know what you're reading for this weekend. Yeah, so I just messed up my ending there. Happy reading.